Rich, how are you doing today? Thank you for coming.
Doing well, Gadi, and apparently a little bit better than you based on how things are going today. Uh, so when you invited me to this, I think it was about workflows that I had that had been dramatically increasing my productivity. And I'm not going to talk about anything about that. I'm going to do something far more frivolous. Now, every year I still go to Defcon. I know some of you still go to Defcon, and I work as a goon there. And one of the big things that has taken off in the last few years is this whole badge life thing. So I have a few up there. And one of the biggest ones is always the annual and XOR badge. And so there's a CTF that you have to actually finish in order to get that badge, or you just happen to know somebody, which is my excuse because I'm working and can never do the CTF. This year, as part of that, I was helping a friend with it. They issued a Z5 file, which is the old Infocom file format. And now I'm going to switch over and share my screen because we did a few things using AI, and I eventually actually ended up building an MCP for this. So you had to solve this to get some of the flags that would actually unlock a physical vending machine called Snacky that they have over in the contest area of Defcon. And the first thing we did is we took that Z5, that custom file format for the Infocom games, same one you could use for Zork and stuff, and we extracted the text of it. And then I ran that text through Claude and actually was able to build an entire map because it had full white box access to everything and was able to build the map of everything on the strip. And I go, that's great. We have everything in there, but to really solve the game, because we had to take flags and use them in the physical world as the next step for that, I needed to know what it was like from the perspective of a user actually playing the game. So we had all the context. And so the first thing I did is I used Claude to generate a player. So this is actually running off the Z5 file. It's a Python code that's running as if it's a player in the game. And as this runs, and I'll come back to it, it's exploring all the nooks and crannies and trying to pick up objects. But it didn't work super great. We definitely ran into some issues there. And even though I preloaded it with the text, so it actually knew where everything was and what it was going to be looking for. So instead, I created using ChatGPT, or not ChatGPT, using Claude, I actually built a CTF game and I linked it in as an MCP server. So play the Z5 game using your MCP as if you were a player in the game and discover all the flags and clues or puzzles so I can use them in the real world. And so this is now going to run through because what I realized was the static scripts using just kind of like Python emulating a player, that doesn't have this interpretation, this exploration capabilities that running this as an MCP server would have. So this is now connecting, it's running local on my system. This part I couldn't do at DEF CON because I was running just on my iPad, so I couldn't build and run the MCP server. I didn't have my laptop there because, again, I work as a goon, so I'm pretty busy. And I'll leave this up for a minute. And it's actually now starting to walk through the game from the starting point and explore all the stuff as if it was a user in the game. Now, this does take a while. And so I've got that's the proof that it's actually running. And you can see there it's connecting to Snacky. Oops, this is the one I want. Wait. Okay, now Claude is slowing down on me. This is the one I want. So that was the code as I was building the MCP server. And if well, when this pops back up, I can actually show you the complete one. What is going on here? All right, let me restart Claude. It's just the desktop app. Oh, there we go. So you can actually see it goes through. It's summarizing. It found the casino chips and missed two of them. I sent it back. Now, here's the fun thing about this is that I actually had it set up so it had the access to the text file. It already knew where everything was. It knew what verbs it could use in the game and was able to explore it. And that was it. Now, the problem is I can't actually take these flags and use them because DEF CON is over and probably canceled for next year. I got 30 seconds left, so hit me with your questions.
Uh, I'm pretty sure people are happy with what you're showing so far, but I'm gonna ask Moon to take over for a second here.
Sure, no problem. So basically what you're saying is you're blowing up the game from your iPad now.
So I transferred everything onto my computer, and we had the original Z5 file, which is the binary file, and then we also had the text file. And so I actually wrote the MCP so it would assume that it had the app file to play it as a game, but also the text file so it kind of knew the internals of everything. And then it was able to realize, like, oh, I didn't find these two things. Let me go back and explore that area again.
Heck yeah. Dude, this is great.
It completely silly, stupid, fun. And I'm kind of bummed that I didn't have my laptop because I could have knocked this out in about an hour at Defcon and then tried to actually go to the arcade. But I got my badge anyway. Thanks to friends.
That's fantastic. I almost want to like sick it on one of the old games and see if it works outside of the context of solving hacker puzzles.
So there's actually known strategies for the old games as well, and one of the early versions included functions for Zork, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, so it pre-built all of those. So it is fully capable of walking through all of those. Let me see if
Nice.
I go back to this one. But yeah, you can see it is trying all the different verbs, and it's pulling up all the stuff, and it's just running it live like it was a player.
So to answer Sunil's question, you do get eaten by a Gru multiple times till it figures out that it shouldn't.
Yeah. There's no skipping to the end.
Very cool.
All
Well,
right.
thanks a lot, man.
Yeah.
Go
Thank
ahead.
you very much.